iDub made a video about H3 and it backfired a little bit, and I want to make a video about some of the points of the creators that were in there. But let's watch a little bit of what these creators have said over the years.
No pity at all for any fucking soldiers. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Okay? 6250. 9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raph, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake. And we'll make an airplane. And we'll recreate 9/11.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it, or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something. But they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have mold Mondays. Now we have shit Saturdays.
Also, listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore. So if you think about it.
And give you a little bit of the taste.
Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences.
One of the points that stood out to me was that iDubbbz said that H3 gathered in his podcast different audience from the collabs he made with many people. But in my opinion, that is a two-way situation. When you make a collab, you exchange audience. So some people went from H3 to Hassan, and some people from Hassan went to H3. Some of them may be still watching both of them. Some of them maybe don't watch neither of them anymore. We don't know. But at the beginning, we know that they exchanged audience.
One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me.
The point that he made after that is at least a little bit weird. Because of the account, it doesn't mean that Ethan will burn bridges. He has made the point after that, iDubbbz, if you didn't take a side, the side will choose you. And after this video, it's so clear that the side you chose was the other one. And there are a lot of reasons someone can do it. But we don't know what happened behind the scenes on their DMs. And maybe some phone calls. And I don't want to create misinformations for both of them.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me. So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys. And they're saying like, Yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
From his point of view, he's right. When you hear H3 complain about, that means something deeper. And especially when he complains publicly about it. There is no one out there to support him, especially your friends. You expect from your friends to be there and support you, because no one, and I say no one, can stand alone, especially in moments of crisis that H3 has been through the last few weeks, especially few weeks. It's clear from his perspective that he is frustrated from the whole situation developing.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not...
But relationships are not like coffee makers. You can't just turn it off when you don't use them. It's a grind all for years, day after day, to keep your friends. And that shows me that this wasn't a friendship from the beginning. And it's clear from the point of view of Ian. Sometimes you need to take a stand to support your friends, even if it will backfire. Sometimes you need to do the difficult thing, even if you lose something. What you do when you support your friends, even if sometimes you think they are wrong, you need to show that I support him for this and this and this. Some time ago that some similar things have happened, especially on Twitch platform. This last part was what made me watch this video from a political perspective. You have two different ideas on the table. When you want to get past these things, there is only one way to talk about it and get through that. Try to make or create a solution for that. But watching this video is not acceptable from both parties, and especially when you collaborate with people that have said outrageous things over the years. Not just about H3, but for Israel, for US, for many people out there. And you get at the point that these people say dangerous things for many people out there. But this is how Twitch has evolved the last few years, especially on the political talks.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports for good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like, if you come to their defense, if that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more hold up, a feeling of almost infallibility, that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
This was the end of the content cap. And I don't get it. That video felt forced. That it wasn't. Some of his points were correct. I can say that. But other points, some of the points were so complicated and it felt weak points. He could make a video with half of the time and be more clear. The people that H3 said that deplatformed from Twitch, basically, Denism, Frog, these people have said very, very bad things about Israel, Jews, and H3. If you cannot accept that, this is something really weird to me.
Say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
when you can't accept the facts, it's when you lose your credibility. And then I'm not saying that Hamas is better or IDF is better. Both sides have done many things. Both of them need to pay the price for what they have done. And both sides have done crimes against the humanity. That is my personal point of view. Something Hassan and his people will never accept, just to provide their side of the story, that Hamas is legit. What can you say when this man, Hassan, walks on the earth when he's Turkish and he says, and he accepts that the Armenians genocide happened.
The Armenian genocide happened.
But he never talks about the other one, the second one, genocide that Turkish have done in the past. H3 is a very good promoter. Right before the podcast, watching the content cap, he made some very, very funny Instagram posts about the funeral of a friend, Frogan, and what the post Ian posted on X.
Yeah, so just like totally irrelevant, totally besides the point, and for no reason, I'm showing you the viewership on his podcast.
Stop.
I think Tom Ward gets more views than this dude.
No.
Oh.
No.
Tom Ward pulls more views consistently than these two.
True.
And I watched the video of Ethan, and I can't say many things because basically he tried to debunk everything iDubbbz said in some occasions. And I will say it again to be clear. iDubbbz had some good points. How Ethan talks and he needs to work on them. Just like calling women bitch. The funny thing before the start of the stream was their stories on Isa. But H3 made some points about the fail use of iDubbbz podcast. Something that he didn't need to do, in my opinion. You don't have to destroy the other one's work to make a point, or to say that he needs that to make more fuzz around his name so he can bring more people to his podcast. This was a really low blow and he didn't achieve anything with that.
Reacting to it, and they're not having good reactions
Not
to it.
just our audience.
Far from our own, yeah. Which is the craziest thing. You managed to do the impossible, my friend. You made a video that made people empathetic towards me in this 2025 era. Thought it was impossible. I genuinely did. I think this is even more effective than someone mounting a defense video about me. Here's Noah Sampson with he's not even trying to hide that he's not complimenting me. He's just butthurt that I threatened to sue him, which I'm going to in 2 days.
iDubbbz made a video that people will be empathetic with H3. But the video Ian made, yes, it was balanced. I don't think it was a good one though. At some point he lost the focus, and that was because he was biased. He was looking to bring his friend back, but he achieved the absolute opposite of it.
That I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time. In the entire video, he never says CPS. No mention, no explanation, no overview, nothing. Zero mentions of CPS. A few weeks ago,
every parent out there, every good parent out there, when it comes to his children, it's a different argument. Parents are very protective of their children because this is the responsibility they have on the world. And when parents watch someone say that they will call the CPS and makes lies, and they create lies publicly, that shows that they don't care about when they call CPS just to see how the kids live. CPS, to be clear, is Child Protective Services in the US.
And by the way, to my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help.
Someone who I've confided in over the years with my struggles with it, who understands what I've been through, the lengths that I've gone to work on myself and improve my mental condition. For him to throw that in my face, to characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing. One ridiculous point he keeps hammering on is that I'm hating on him, I'm harassing him, simply because he's following people on Twitter.
We're not gonna run to your defense when, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
I'm not upset, Ian, because you follow people. That is absurd. I'm mad because you are actively engaging with these people on social media, in DMs, while this harassment is happening, seemingly indifferent to it, silent on it. In a sense, I felt like you were more on their side than my side.
Watching the video and Ian talking about H3 mental issues publicly is the wrong way to go. You can't use illness that someone can't handle, and it's not his mistake, especially when you know that this person tries to overcome his issues. Those things are best to left out of your issues between you two.
And a lot of bad outcomes. And I just want to make it clear that I am absolutely responsible for my audience. And, I guess if you want to, look out for people who are red flags, it's definitely people who had my mentality that say, I'm not responsible for what my audience does. I know that this apology isn't enough. I've clearly done a lot of damage, but I never did. I think only in these past couple of years have I gained the ability, empathy, and I'm very ashamed to admit that. It sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 32 I've acquired empathy.
And more important, when you have said that it's important to use empathy. Empathy is when someone has struggles and you take consider over his issues, some of the issues that H3 has talked publicly, just like the mental issues and his kids. It's a no area to go with no one. If you have proof that someone is not able to protect and raise his children, then you do something. You just don't talk about it publicly, because someone will take this information and will do something that doesn't have to happen. And this thing, they will use it against this person. And more people after that will use it just for their own benefit. What you say publicly, it comes with a price.
So badly on the basis of the facts and on the basis of the arguments regarding Israel, Palestine, for like a year on end now, by dozens upon dozens of different people. And you just can't handle it. You can't handle the fact that you're getting absolutely destroyed in every single moment, every single turn by so many different people, and you know it as well. So you try to play victim. You invent this narrative where people are trying to take your kids away. Oh, and all these people are trying to take my kids away. They're attacking me. Oh, it's nothing to do with Israel, Palestine. It's all because of that. And it doesn't work. All that it does is like, it gets you sympathy from like fucking Asmongold. And, you know, still, everyone else is still on your back about the fact that you're supporting genocide. So that didn't work. So what do you do? What do you do about it, huh? What do you do? Well, I'm going to show you what he did. When they're trying to take my kids away, that narrative didn't work to play victim as he tries to justify genocide, an ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people. What did he do? Well, Ethan's going to tell you himself.
Exactly what we felt. Wow, it's almost like we were right about you. There's something that I've never talked about publicly, but around the same time, we received 2 human skulls in the mail at our home, which led us to having a very pleasant interview with the FBI.
What's he gonna fucking make up next? It's gonna be like, well, the moon Nazis came down. They sent the moon Nazis after me. You know, the fucking Hitler on the dark side of the moon. Imagine you're losing fucking a political argument so badly that you make this shit up again. You're so desperate to feel some sort of win that it's like they're trying to take my kids away now. They're mailing me human skulls. Oh my god. This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Even if you are a personality on the internet, just like Bud and Banda, who jokes according to him in his videos that he did call CPS and then he said he didn't call the CPS. Imagine what H3 will do to protect his family. Maybe, I don't know. And what they say is, according to H3, because I'm not in his family, misinformation. And I found a video from Bud talking about H3 that he doxed him. But what is doxing and what it means? It's private information put online without the consent of other one. This includes phone number, home address, identification numbers, and then essentially any sensitive in previous private information. That's all photos that could make the victim and identifiable and potentially exposed to further harassment. And this is the story that he shared. I couldn't find the original Instagram story and the original tweet. So I don't know what it shows. This is what he said. And And after that, he said that Ian doxed publicly another person, that he said something bad about Ian's wife. He claims that he doxed him. He doxed the person that said something bad about Ian's wife. When this person has an open Instagram account with his own photo publicly, that means anyone can go and watch his photos, see who his friends are, and can do anything. That is not doxing, because everything is public. And that was the video. This thing, and what I wanted to accomplish with this video, is not about the drama and the political things between Gaza and Israel, Palestine, Iran, and all that. This is all the situation in Israel and Gaza and Palestine is a mess. I don't think in the near future, or maybe never, they will find a good solution for both sides. But this is not what I want to stand on. I want to stand on one thing, and especially one thing. When two people disagree about politics, you can see how bad it can go. So be more relaxed and don't give so much attention to things that you can't change. Unfortunately, we don't have the power in the West to change the situation between Israel and Gaza and Palestine. That will take years. I have heard many arguments about let's take the people who live in Gaza and move them somewhere else, what Trump said. I have heard the two-state idea. I have heard the one-state idea, and I don't believe that there is a good solution. No one can change right now. We will see what it will happen in the future.
Be better.